Yeah, it was kind of weird. We were just on the back lot of the police department, Tim and I, and the other two gang officers, Gary and Richardson. And we're all talking to our boss, just standing on the back lot, right? All of a sudden, we hear multiple gunshots. It was coming from around Alondra and Acacia. We thought it was coming from the high school, because Compton High is just right adjacent. So we run our cars and we drive down there.
How many shots do you think you heard?
You could tell it was two different types of gun. It was just a barrage of shots. I mean, I'm talking like 10 to 12, probably more,
Right.
It was like, you could tell, we hear gunshots all the time. I could tell it was two different guns or whatever, right? So Reggie was the first one to tear off the lot, and he started heading down Willowbrook, and he got there down right where past Compton High. There's a little street. I can't remember the street now, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, he saw a car there crashed into the fence, and it was Michael DeRoe with Orlando Anderson, right? So we end up pulling over, and Reggie's taking Michael DeRoe into custody, and he goes, I got this, go over to the scene, because now we're getting radio calls that this shooting's happening at Rob's Car Wash, which is at Oleander and Alondra, just south of Compton High.
And what was their reputation of that car wash? It's not there anymore.
No, it's not there. Nothing. I went by there the other day, and nothing's there.
Now.
Yeah.
They built the new high school on top of that property.
It's all that is
Mom's
gone.
Burgers is gone now.
I know.
It's crazy. It's all completely. I went down there and filmed a few weeks ago. So but Rob's Car Wash had a reputation, didn't it, for kind of being a hangout?
Yeah, people hung out there all the time. It was in a Crips territory, so it was mostly Crips. And people got their car wash, they hung out and drank and, socialized. I never really heard about them selling dope, but I wouldn't doubt it, whatever, right? But it was a place where they all congregated a lot. So we drive down there, and because Reggie says, I got this, go to the scene. So we see another car there, and one guy on the ground, and supposedly they took another gunshot victim, they took him in a car somewhere. He ended up, that was Michael Stone was on the ground, but I think his nephew, they took him to a house up in Corner Park, and they took him to MLK later where he died. But at the scene right there, everyone's pointed, cars leaving, scenes are hectic, and we had one victim there on the ground, so we kind of handled that scene. But it ended up being that Reggie was there with Michael DeRoe, and he's telling him, he's kind of telling him, that these guys shot him at the car wash. We didn't really know what happened then, right? But Orlando Anderson was in the car, and the other two gang units, this guy, he's a big black guy, he walked up to Orlando Anderson, and he asked him, hey, he tried to get a dying declaration from him, right? His name is Ray Richardson, but everybody on the streets, because he had a hairdo, they call him Cameo, right? That was his name, his nickname on the street. So he walked up to Orlando Anderson, and he asked him straight out, hey, did you kill Tupac, whatever, right? He just looked right at him and basically said, fuck you, and he died right there, so.
It's wild. There's so many parallels between Orlando Anderson and Tupac. And
absolutely.
The dying word is even the same.
I know.
Telling a cop, fuck you. They both died
I know.
saying
Isn't that ironic? Right.
Or last words before they died.
You're right. So we end up getting the full story about what happened. And I guess Orlando was up at Mom's Burgers, which is across the street from the car wash. And I guess he was up there, and he'd been drinking because his auntie died, I believe.
His great-grandmother.
Grandmother, yeah. Somebody died. He was up all night drinking, and so he was going to go over to Mom's Burger, and then that's when he saw the Corner Pocket Crips sitting in the car over there, which is Michael Stone, his nephew, Jerry Stone, and Daniel Smith. They were sitting in the car, and these guys from Corner Pockets were some major players, and they had purchased some dope from the Southside Crips, DeAndre Smith and Orlando Anderson, and they didn't pay him for it. So they had some words exchanged. Hey, it's on when we see you, because now the price just went up from, you owe me $3,500, but now you owe me $7,000 because you haven't paid us, and both sides are basically F you and each other or whatever.
Right.
So he sees him, he's at the burger place, he sees him and he goes up and he picks up his best friend, Michael Duro, drives back to the neighborhood, then they drive back to Mom's Burger. Now they want to go confront him. So they drive up in the car wash, and they both start getting out of the car. Michael Stone's a big dude, he's big guy, right? And so he starts to get out of the car. Orlando pulls a 9mm out and he starts shooting at Michael. Well, he's got a gun too. So he starts shooting back, right? And Orlando gets hit in the car and he falls in the car, and Michael Duro picks up the gun and starts firing back at him, right? So they're having a gun battle go back and forth right back there. So Michael Stone gets hit, Jerry Stone gets hit, Orlando gets hit, and that's when they took off, and he crashed down the street where Reggie found Orlando and Michael Duro. And so we had a triple homicide, basically. So we got time, it came time for court, right? And Michael Duro was on trial for all 3 murders because at that time they had gang enhancements. So if you were involved in a drive-by shooting and 5 people get killed, even though 2 people on your side gets killed, you get charged with all 5.
It's the felony murder thing
felony
too,
murder
right?
rule.
So, yeah.
That's what it's called. So he got charged with all 3 of them, and Tim actually went to court and testified, and we brought in a witness, and he testified as to what happened at the scene. And Michael got convicted of all 3 murders, man. So Michael Duro in later interviews with Tim said, man, he goes, I don't care about getting convicted on the 2 murders of Michael and Jerry Stone, but to convict me on a murder of my best friend, I can't, it's hard for me to deal with, right? He had a problem with that, and he was telling Tim, right? Because he didn't really understand the felony murder rule, right?
Right.
So.
And Duro got 3 life sentences for.
He did.
He's never getting out.
No, he's never getting out. I got a telephone call, and for the life of me, I can't remember who it was, but it was some lawyer. They're trying to get Michael Duro paroled, and he didn't really agree to what I had to say about him, right? And he goes, oh, no, I didn't. He started asking me questions about what happened and stuff like, so I told him what kind of person, that wasn't the only murder we had,
Yeah.
That we know that he committed, right? But we couldn't prove it, and the type of person that he was. So he wasn't really too happy with what I had to say. So the conversation wasn't very long, but I don't know what ever happened with that.
Right.